we need and who you understand?
So let's stand up for the anthem. Stand up for the anthem.
Attention.
We coming back.
DJ, stand up
Just
for the
now.
anthem.
Come back,
Anthem.
just. Come back, just.
We always say there is love among us.
Now is the time to show that we're serious. Let us all pull together as one
to help eradicate starvation.
Now is the time
to do the things he said.
Now is the time
To help in every way.
Now is the time
To show that you really care.
Now is the
To
time
show some unity,
Now is the
to
time
help humanity.
Now is the time
It's no use to just sit and wonder. When will there be an end to this hunger?
We must help, leave no stone unturned.
It's time for us to show more concern.
Now is the time
To do the things you said.
Now is the time
To help in every way.
Now is the time
To show that you really care.
Now is the time
To show some unity.
Now is the time
To help humanity. Yeah. Now is the time.
We must work to maintain the culture.
So we can be sure they will have a future.
Every child should have enough food to eat. To live a life that's healthy and sweet. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time.
Don't show that you really care.
Now is the time.
Don't let your brothers down.
Now is the time.
Let's turn it all around.
Now is the time. Our history shows that we are one people.
So obviously we are part of this trouble.
Let us prove what we're talking about.
Oh, let us show love. Let us pour it out.
Now is the time.
Help save Africa.
Now is the time.
Famine and hunger.
Now is the time.
Oh, send them a little bread.
Now is the time.
See the children of this
Now
world.
is the time.
It's all your hands and soul. Now is the time.
No,
I make sure I say it the right way.
Yeah,
When I
what
say
is it?
status, they say, it's not status, it's status. That's why I don't know it's spelled like while they're making it. Potato, tomato, tomato.
Same thing.
Schedule, schedule. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
What?
Yes.
What?
Go out, yes. Go at the store. Go at the store. You put them two together, they both.
Exactly.
This level of stupidity. Right.
Yeah, what's
They were never committed anyways.
Good show.
That was a bad show.
Yeah, man, it was nice.
Yeah,
We had a blessed brother and once I get the material, we can bring it back here and
Nah, I enjoyed it.
like what? It was real talk. It was real talk.
I was rolling the car.
Cement.
Huh?
Cement.
Cement, you mean?
Sand. Yes, material.
Yeah,
Build
it's material. But you see again, I understand I staged talk. I usually use called a set. Like a living room set.
Like
set with thanks.
No, but it was
Your
good.
brother-
It was good.
Oh, yeah, he messaged me. He said your partner real nice.
Your brother real life. I see you.
Real enjoy.
You have fun.
Yeah,
You have fun.
yeah.
I was like, I really get it. I bunch of blue.
But I was going to say fire. Then I went to pull your head back and I enjoy myself
Yeah, that's
in
important.
the set. You have fun with the people.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm talking stuff that real and people could connect with it, even if they didn't connect with it.
Yeah, just listen to people in the chat.
Even if they didn't connect with it,
Yeah.
at least somebody get that story.
Yeah, this TV still in this.
Nah, they cannot connect. It was easy to connect.
It was easy to connect. But people,
I like this.
the young and the
you like to see
but-
it with.
You feel like you watch it.
Yeah, but
But we lost a titan of a singer this year.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Champion, true champion.
Titan, but so now, and you know,
You hear the voices crying from the ghetto.
yeah, one time he started crying on. What troubled me about this again, and this is something, I don't know how the discussion could really start about it, because we've been having these discussions year in, year out, and only when somebody passes away, we recognize.
All kind of tribute and
Right.
this and that.
And that's what I like this space for, in terms of we get to pay tribute to whoever, whenever, and before they die,
Yeah.
especially. But I kind of fed up with the talk about we having to try to figure out what you don't know what to do. Yeah. I try to figure out.
Sorry, I didn't have my next camera yet.
So I try to figure out
It's not clear.
how could we start the conversation where we could start to honestly honor and recognize these titans before they pass.
But I don't think it start the conversation. How can we get serious about the conversation?
Well,
they say
we started it.
We
but
started so much years ago.
Yes,
Yeah, but the conversation is already there. We need to do it now.
That's what I said. It's how
Forget talking about it.
You
Do
see,
it.
the conversation started a long time, but how serious we are? That is the question I just have. Are we really serious? Or we just going through a formality, you know, because it sounds nice, okay, let me don't wait till our next one, and then we wait till our next one.
I've actually been at
To the same.
I've actually been at
I can bite that cake while we talk.
I've been at
Yeah,
some shows. I've
Have
been
a
at some
alcohol in
shows.
there. Be careful.
You can't promote that on the drive. You so boy. Some things you just keep quiet, boy.
I know what you talking about.
No. Oh my
I talking about the hand sanitizer, a little alcohol in it because it's hand sanitizer.
It's black. It's just black. Leave it black.
It's the hand sanitizer. What you talking about?
But yeah. No, but I've been at some shows.
Easy up,
I've been at some
Easy up,
shows.
easy up.
I've been at some shows, like MC some shows where they started to recognize persons, but
Yeah.
in that space.
Yeah.
So a partner of mine, Kevin Lafleur.
Lafleur, yeah.
Kevin
Kevin.
is right. He had a nice jazz show about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I kind of, and he recognized this lady, God bless our nation, Davis
Mavis
John.
John.
And he recognized Mavis John.
Okay.
Give her a lifetime award.
Alright.
You understand? But
And
I
is
don't think he-
that is somebody take it upon
themselves, right? And I also I've been a part of a Randy Glasgow show, who recognized at that night as well,
Right.
Calypso Rose.
So that's a next
Yes.
person,
Right.
a promoter.
And then I was a part of another show where they recognized Roy Cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen it in pockets. But
we talk about national, yeah, national.
On a national platform.
NCC, these
Could
are
be
big
nicer. No, but could be now.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, you know, every year you just have these national awards. Could one be designed
Yeah.
for just to
Yeah.
recognize one of the titans of the pioneers of the art form?
Yeah, correct.
You understand? Because you could put different things and we recognize players who went away to write books. And alright, no problem. But there are people who here write books every year for Carnival. They sing about what's going on in the country, sing about what's going on in the Caribbean, it's Black Stallion.
Yeah.
You understand? Black Stallion sick in bed right now. You understand? Any minute you could just hear, bring
So we are sure.
another one gone. How many of us really get to celebrate Black Stallion for what he's done for the Caribbean?
No.
Well, no, said.
No, see, there's a side to this. You know, I just always bring the country.
Yes, I know, but bring it.
Now, you have to go back to how this whole Calypso scene started in the first place.
Right.
Right?
Do you understand the Calypso, the backdrop of it?
Right. I'm talking about the local.
Yeah.
But remember, it goes way back to the whole slavery thing.
Right.
And how did the slaves
Come
used
together.
to use, not just come together, but they actually used to use the Calypso to communicate
Send
in a
messages.
manner
Yeah.
that massa wouldn't understand.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He come into
That's-
So obviously, Massa wouldn't like that. So when Massa realized what it is going on, the whole set of thing could go into Cambodia and all that kind of bad thing that happened as a result of that. Because Massa kind of figure out what happened. Massa will never approve of it to the point of recognizing it like that. I don't mind like what I say, but I say.
But that's one time.
No, follow what I say. Follow what I say.
That same mentality is
You think
handed
it
down.
exists?
It still exists.
I don't feel so.
I feel so.
No.
What I feel.
Maybe not to the same degree, but I feel so.
I think we just do agitate enough.
Yeah.
That's my point. We should not have to agitate for it.
But we have to.
No, because if we understand it is national, it can be national only to a certain section of the population. So therefore it shouldn't be something to be agitated for. Because that is our history as Trinidadians, not a certain section
But
of
they
Trinidad.
don't. But some sectors don't see our history as our history.
Exactly.
And we know this.
And that will not change.
But we
I
have,
say that.
We
I
have,
say
we
that.
have, right? But
we have to start.
Yes,
we
yes,
have
my
to
thing.
start in order to make that change.
But here's my thing. The persons in power is of our history.
Yes.
And so it should be easier
Should be.
for us to
Correct.
agitate.
You correct. It
Mhm.
should be. But after all these years, it hasn't gotten any easier.
And I'll tell you why it has not gotten any easier.
Yeah.
Because we keep changing the cards. That's part of the
Changing
reason
what?
why.
The
Changing
guards?
the guards. The persons at the helm. If every 5 years, every 10 years, somebody changes and
Somebody
say,
have
oh, you're good. Oh, we're
different
going this direction
different
now."
ideologies and everything.
So if this idea was developing along these lines with this person, and they change the guard, by the time they change the guard, nah, forget
so.
that. I have something different.
Scrap that.
Because the
I
idea
agree
was,
that point.
I know, you could, you know.
I agree that point. But the thing is, that's the system.
Hear them.
Yes, we system.
We have a system where every 5 years we change government.
Hear them.
And when you change that government, every government will bring in their people and all that. We can't get away from that.
Speaker, right?
Rubber dub dub.
Dub Dub.
Aye. The boss.
Willie, right? Uncle Willie.
You try something.
Alan.
Doctor.
Eric
Yes.
and Mr. Alvarez.
No, Alistair.
Alistair.
Alistair, the
Yeah.
butcher.
Call you twice.
You know what happened? I will start off my conversation by making a statement. And I
Yeah.
want you to listen to it good.
Yeah.
The power of the people
Yeah.
is always greater than the people in power.
Right?
I will repeat, the power of the people is always greater than the people in power.
All right.
Correct.
So in making that statement, Alan,
Yes.
it does not matter how many guards we change, the people still remains the same. And we have the power to effect whatever change we deem or see necessary. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Right.
supposed to be, but
It's supposed to be like that.
It's so right, but it is supposed to be like that. But a lot of us don't realize the power that we have.
Thank you.
Or we only know the
I was going to
power
say
that we
that.
have
Yes.
when it's close to election time.
Thank you.
yeah, it will
And
activate on
that is
it.
not supposed to be like that.
I hear that. I agree.
Yeah.
100%
I
in
agree.
agreement.
I am.
Because you see, Willie, you hear this, and this is something that is, I in some groups. So, and I'm sure you could identify it. Every now and then a discussion will come up, and everybody have something to say about what's going wrong in the country, why it's going wrong, how it needs to be fixed. But you're not hearing anybody say, I go make a move to fix it.
And that is it, because you see, everybody, we know we could fix anything.
Yeah.
We have, or I can say we have all the remedies. But
Yeah.
nobody is making a stand
That's it.
or willing to make the first move.
Yeah.
We are normally a bunch of followers
Who will bear the
and
cat?
not leaders.
Who will bear the cat, Williams? That is what that is.
And somebody has to start.
Somebody will bear the
Yeah.
cat. At the start. And that is the challenge you
What's
have.
happening, Alan? You know what the difference between a sheep and a goat?
What?
When this curry, I wanted curry stew.
No, don't let nobody call you a sheep, you know.
Right.
They'll take it timid.
There's only follow.
If you watch, if a certain sheep walking down a cliff, and you see the first one go over,
Everybody follow.
Yeah.
all
They
sheep going
docile.
over, you know.
The real docile.
But them will follow.
Right.
Yeah.
A goat, one going. Only one, the rest ain't going in no partner.
Them going about their business.
You understand? So this is what is happening. And I know I might be drifting a little bit, but I had to knock some people.
Yeah.
You see the talk of the tongue now is this girl that get kidnapped, right?
Right. Yeah.
We ain't reach here.
You jumped the gun there, but that's all right. Go ahead.
I will wait until you all elucidate. And then I'll be good.
I look it up. It's on my phone still. And you see it. I get it.
You understand?
I
You know,
get
every
it.
day I just give it, every week I just give you a big one.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
Right, so this one is elucidate.
Elucidate.
Right, so,
Elusive.
when I deal with that,
Yeah.
I
You
will
go
go
fall in.
back in
Nice.
and talk about it. I don't want to rush the brush.
Yeah.
Inside.
Right?
Inside.
So I'm looking at a comment here.
Later, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Listen to this comment. What don't change is institutionalized racism, especially against African people. What do you think about it? Listen to the institutionalized racism.
Yeah.
And that right there is one of the, and it's not just against, I think it's against most races, not just the African.
True.
So I wouldn't just say against black people or African.
Well, I think
Yes.
in that space, the person is pushing
right.
for a specific audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it is correct.
but it's
But
a
it's-
correct
but it's
statement.
But in terms of it's
But
much wider,
it's-
if you're
it's
sitting
much
here
wider.
globally, you can
Yeah.
take it in any hand, because in any society you must find that there's the marginalized people.
Yeah.
Some that have been marginalized.
Yeah.
Right now in Trinidad, the Venezuelan marginalized.
Yeah.
But here's how I would,
And we could pick up something like
Yeah.
that against
Yeah.
them sometime soon.
but here's how I would tie that in with the conversation. Calypso is primarily considered African, not Trinidadian.
Why?
Understand? Oh, we could get into the why.
No, no, no.
I'm just dealing with the reality of what is.
I hear you.
Follow us in. Follow us in. Yes, no, listen, man. You have all kind of people involved. You have Indians, you have Chinese, all kind of people. West. You know, who's singing Calypso? No, but when you think about it, calypso is primarily considered by African people thing. As opposed to chutney,
Right.
which this is primarily Indian people
Into
thing.
right.
But that's the reality. So although we have Indian, Ricky Jai and a whole heap of them could call, who involved in the calypso on a national level, but primarily it's considered an African thing.
And what does that make it?
We come back to this.
Institutional.
Because of that.
Racism.
Because of that, exactly.
Well, of course, the history of it, the backdrop of it, is because of exactly what you started
Exactly,
with.
exactly. But it is
This
still
where it came
considered
from.
that by a lot of people.
But it would be wrong. Is there something wrong with that?
And no, I'm saying, I'm not judging what is. And I'm saying because of that, I could see where this statement has some validity.
Right.
No, but this statement speaks volumes,
Plenty.
not just on the local scene.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, if we're talking about the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
Reggae, Caribbean music,
Correct.
not recognized internationally.
Correct.
Reggae.
Yeah, reggae is
Not as big as-
not as big. Dancehall,
Yeah.
Reggae not
Well,
not recognized
Not as
internationally.
big as it.
not as big as
Why?
it
In
is
what
the
level?
only.
I'll get shocked.
No,
at this
in
one.
what-
It is the
No, yeah,
only.
sure, that's
It
all.
is the it is the only Caribbean music that is considered a genre, right? But it is not recognized in the sense that have you. Yeah, but
you put on that food about that,
The,
but
the only person to crack the glass seal, if you want to call it that, in recent times was actually Kofi Kingston with the song, that song she had. But if you listen to the song, it almost sung like a hip hop reggae type crossover. So
but that is where the music is
it's going there. No, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
because
where it started.
You wanted to get. You want to
No,
get
but,
to
no, but the thing about it is, why can't the music in its original, authentic form be recognized? Why it has to fuse with something before
Yeah.
you recognize it?
And the same thing with soca.
Right.
If we come to soca,
No, not wrong with the fusion. No,
listen,
I will have a
That's
reason.
all.
I could come back to that point.
because
Yeah.
and following on what Eric said, when you come to soca got cracked that ceiling when Fireball sang that.
Yeah.
And they took it and they did a dubstep remix, and it went crazy in the European market.
in the UK.
And yeah, well, that's
Yes, no, I understand
Right?
what you're saying there. And a lot of our songs hit the UK as well.
right.
We had a lot of songs that
But
hit the
again,
UK.
look what had to happen
Even before
to it. For it
Yeah.
to crack that ceiling.
Right.
It had to
Why?
be fused with something else.
You know why?
Why?
Because we are the followers. We are the sheep. We try to follow what going on outside there. Because outside in the United States, let's put it like this, right? Uncle Tom,
Yeah.
our Uncle Sam, where the uncle? Which uncle you want?
Yeah.
Right?
Uncle somebody.
Everything they put on the platform is to make themselves
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
So the Oscars, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
The other one, the Academy Award, the Oscars, the Emmys,
Yeah.
all these platforms, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
And when they reach here, it's the
He's
best.
the boss.
So,
Billy
and,
Boy.
and they call it internationally known. However, you must somehow, in the early, it's all about the Americans.
Yeah.
Every year.
Everything is about just how we are. And so now, that platform, in a sense, is where we now want to get there. So now, you had to find ways to get the fusion
Yeah.
so that you could get recognized and get on that
I
platform.
think Cass would have done it. I think Marshall was actually the first
But is it,
with when he did the reggaeton
right?
thing back with Pitbull and them.
Right, because no, he's actually been trailblazing with that is concerned in terms of, because he fused with a lot of
Yeah, a lot of-
came
a lot
out
of-
with Wyclef Jean,
Yeah.
they came out with
But still,
the Zouk
it's still
from Grenada.
and coming back to
Guadeloupe.
this statement, institutionalized racism.
That's it.
That's where it's coming back to.
And if we depend on outside sources, it's going to remain institutionalized. And that is why I say if one of our leaders or our leaders in power is one of we.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah,
about
Willie.
that. Everybody-
Willie, rubber dub.
Dub Dub Dub.
Dub Dub. Fellas,
Sir,
you know, Alan,
doctor,
you know what it is you're talking about there. That is called marketing.
marketing, yes.
Yeah.
Good. And if it's one thing the Americans know to do,
It's market.
is market.
Yes.
And we need to pick up some of that
Learn from it
and learn from it
And
and learn
do
to
it for
market
we.
our products and ourselves.
and do it for we.
Our tourism product. Now, you went down a road about, let us call itself the world business. It's not only that. Look, basketball.
Yes.
The only team apart from the United States playing the NBA is Toronto Raptors.
Right?
And when you win, how do they call the champions?
World champions.
Okay.
The baseball.
You understand what I am telling you?
Willie, baseball is called World Series.
Yeah.
Everything baseball is
World
right
Series.
inside it.
But I said right.
Which world?
America world.
You want to try that team while I'm just looking at baseball? Which world?
Now, Alan, I'm going a step further. One of the ways we learn is by repetition.
Right?
Yeah.
So once you keep repeating something and doing it over, it comes, even with fake news,
Yeah.
once you keep propagating that, after a time it does sound real.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that is what is happening. We in Trinidad here, we very good at picking up things from
And
outside.
mimicking. Yes, we're very good at picking up stuff.
We're very good.
Yep.
So why can't we pick up the things that will benefit us? Because I have been saying this down here about marketing. I believe all you with this. Where in the world it have goat race going on?
Goat race.
Tobago.
Tobago.
And this is my point.
Right.
Only in Tobago it have goat
Goat
race.
race.
Why it is?
Maybe up the islands. I don't know.
Why it is? No, it has nowhere else in the world does have goat race. That where a man running with a goat, something coming out from a store like horse and all that thing and running down. Why it is that we can't get somebody like CNN or one of these people and them when we having our goat race down here to come down and promote that? Why? You know when it will happen? When somebody else in somewhere who come to Tobago and see it
And go and do it outside.
and go and do it somewhere else, then they'll start the ball, that originate, just like pan.
Just
Oh,
like
I'm glad you
just
said
go
that.
and say that.
I'm glad I said it.
Yeah.
It was right out my mouth. Just like they did with the pan. Patented somewhere else. We had the
This is the
treasure.
problem with us. We just take things for granted too much.
Pan, pitch league.
Yeah.
You understand?
Correct.
And we have enough here that the thing you was trying to remember just now, apart from the Emmy, was the Grammy.
Grammy. The Grammy.
Grammy
the
with all of them
Emmy,
things.
right.
All of them things is
The Grammy.
localized to this thing,
Yep,
but it's
yep.
a world thing.
Yeah.
You're correct.
So, nice fellas, I'll leave it all here again.
Yeah,
Doctor.
but let me give you that practical illustration with institutionalism. I watch a lot of sci-fi, you know, I like my Star Trek and all that kind of thing, right? Follow this. You know, all them movies from ever since, every planet out there have one ruler. Somehow Earth different. We divided and we have
About 10.
you know, 10 or more, because it's countries, and each country are their own leader. But if an alien race invade Earth, who they asking for?
Where is
The
your
leader
leader?
of the planet. They ain't recognize no country, but guess where there's always for?
Yeah. United States of
Thank you
America.
very much. So,
But that's
so
what I said.
you understand?
Hey, what? On the
So he's the leader of the world.
But
No.
that's what I said the night in the show. Let me ask you. I ask you a question. Why of all places? Why of all places on planet Earth, Superman
Yeah.
landed in the United States of America?
Yeah.
Why? Why not in Finland? Why not in Norway? Why not in Russia? Why not even in India? Why Superman could be Indian? I mean,
Why couldn't you just crash in Ethiopia?
Yeah, they found one.
Why not? No, my point is, you can imagine an Indian supermarket. I come to save your life. I come to save your life. No, I just.
Where is my glasses?
I'm Raj Kumar. I'm Raj Kumar. Cat. I'm not trying to be racist. But, you know, why America?
You come from one like years away, and you looking just like.
come from planet Krypton.
You're looking like an American. You're looking like an American.
And I'm like, why of all places, why his suit was red and blue? Not a little yellow. And I keep thinking more, and I say,
The yellow is for the sun.
yeah, I said, why this color? I said, could it be that the United States of America wanted the world to see them as the world superpower, even in movies? And I
Or
said,
it could be
forget
that
it.
they're back in the time when they
Forget
make
it.
the movie, they only know
No,
RPGs. It's red, blue,
but
and green.
because when Superman came, they said Superman would save the world.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
world
you see
always
America.
happens to be
America.
the United States of America.
Yeah.
So all these things, that is again the institutionalized.
Institutionalized.
Yeah. So you come to America and it's glorious. I mean, and give Jack the jacket. I mean, they did the work marketing wise, according to. Because when John F. Kennedy said, "Don't ask the country what this country can do for you. Ask what
yourself.
you could do for this
This
country." And industrialization went to a different level. People start taking off and seeing people investing in businesses, and again the stock market started to boom and climb and then no. People when I say the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
So I let people come in and they come into the land of opportunity. And so they made themselves and marketed themselves in the right way to get people to come to want them. You understand? We was talking about money the last time, and he had to shut the parliament down when Obama did it.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese were buying up all the gold.
Yeah.
They were buying up the US dollars. And the yen had become the most powerful currency on the planet. And they said, we can't have that. And these little things that we don't even go and research. We take these things for granted. And of course, we let these things pass through us. We sit down here in Trinidad and Tobago and observe the world outside there. And those take stock and say, you know what? We need to do better than that.
Yeah.
We need to I'm hoping that, you know, in this whole COVID-19 pandemic scenario, I mean, we get props. One of the leading countries in handling COVID-19 and whatever the case may be, and we get some props. So one of the leading countries. I'm hoping that we could take that as some measuring stick to say, you know, what else can we lead the world in?
Let me give you the next instance of institutionalism. I sat in a training session once. Etiquette. Teaching how to, you know, go around a table, how to set a table, which knife got to go with, on which side, which spoon, which fork, whatever, which side, how to go on top, and all that kind of drama. Looking nice. I said, all right, I'm going on, let me see what's going on. Now, I had an issue with it, and I'm going to explain the issue just so.
I see, you know, I think with that spoon.
No, but just so that, but of course,
You didn't learn that?
no, I didn't learn that. Whatever. But here it is. Generally, the session start by telling us about two ways. Understand? Say that two concepts, which is the American
And
and the British.
British.
I say right there I have an issue. You're teaching about etiquette,
boys.
But on somebody else's
but
time.
exactly. So that's one.
Trinidad.
Where do you take leave? Thank you very much.
Trinidad.
Where
So,
do you take leave?
so we going down the road.
Your fingers.
Everything looks someone. All right, no problem. I'm gonna take one of that.
Just put your fingers like this.
So at a certain point, she was showing. I can't remember exactly what she was showing.
No, you can't eat it.
But she said this particular thing, the Costa Ricans decided to do it differently.
Right.
I say, okay, so we start with the American way of doing it.
So you go on there and you go on.
Wait, that's no, you understand? You know what I asked question? I didn't ask you question, no. Ask it to myself now, say it to myself.
You was a part
So
of
we
it.
started the American way, then we had the British way. Suddenly the Costa Ricans decided to do it different, and that is okay. So we could now adopt the Costa Rican way too.
Right. That could be a way for us.
But we have no way as Trinidad here.
Right.
No.
You understand? However, we do it.
Bring
it's
the
wrong.
spoon. Bring in
It has to be one of those ways
Bring in
Not
a
afraid to
milk
be
cup
considered.
with ice. Then you knock it on the
Correct.
stage. Right, bring in a milk cup. Bring the spoon. No fork and knife.
My
Do
feelings
you want
are
a fork?
cozy.
Give me a spoon, please. I can't scoop sauce with fork.
Boy, I go to the restaurant and ask for spoon.
What is this?
I
Give
come
me
for
a
the
spoon.
No, I could eat with knife and fork. I
No.
But I would go in the restaurant and ask for a spoon if I feel I just want to eat with a spoon. I don't tell my wrong. Of course I did already. I mean,
Listen.
what wrong with
The
that?
first time I ate my fig leaf,
Yeah.
I was by a client, Savitri. And she was saying, well, it's the Eastern cut, but I think it was close to Diwali. It was
Yeah, Diwali.
Yeah.
And she invited me for a meal.
Yeah. So you go on.
I gave my little suit that in my packet so thing. I said, Miss Savitri, all right?
Yes.
Come and eat, and you must eat by me.
Way
I
over
said, Miss
dress.
Savitri,
It's supposed to be
I do
careful.
that. Well, you know. So she passed me through the nice house with all the thing. I
Yeah.
take me to the back in the open. I'm like, okay, it's different now.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not table. Bring the color in.
Rubber Dub Dub, William.
You're making me go. Hey,
Yeah.
I like where you're going.
Yeah.
You never go in a restaurant, this high hoity-toity restaurant that's between the two. I could do that.
Yeah.
And they bring meat to you. And when you finish, take off all the meat and thing with the knife and fork. Take your bone and hold it in your hand and chew it
Tow.
out.
course.
Tow.
Of course. Especially if I pay.
Tow.
I do that at times,
can't
and
hold it.
somebody said, "Oh, you could do something like that."
Simple.
I said, "Oh,
This I did.
pay for that."
Exactly.
You tell them this is what you do.
I said,
Yeah, let's show them.
You understand? So I like where you're going. And Alan,
Doctor,
I doesn't ask for a spoon. They don't tell me it's trouble. When I read, I just say I want a shovel.
a shovel. Very nice.
Give me a shovel. And then when they say, when I say a spoon, but they know what, I'm letting them know, I'm talking in my tongue, in my colonial
One time,
thing.
they know exactly what time it is.
You understand?
Prepare them.
All right, fellas.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me read that next
Just
one.
now, before you
Right,
read.
go ahead. Sorry.
So the woman bring, most of them outside, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
big table.
She bring a bowl
Right.
with rice, peas, and something else to eat, little green stuff. I don't know why, I can't call the name, how would they say it? I don't know.
Was he seven?
But it's the first time
Yeah.
I doing this, I see a leaf, me see no plate.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you plate? You know, it's a leaf.
Nice it.
I did plate. I was eating on this. She said, yes. I said, okay. That's what I was supposed to do. She said, throw the rice, and she threw the rice in time.
Yeah.
Get a little bucket, a little hole,
Right,
put the peas
correct.
inside
Yeah.
it.
Sure it's not that?
So, it was dal,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
and bring stuff around it too, and I go, alright. I said, with this spoon, with the phone.
You was using it all the time.
He was using it. I said, no, she's not going to say, I don't use your hand. I said, oh, I use my hand. I learned how to scoop the food and you squeeze the food out with your thumb. You have to
Yeah.
Push it
in your hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I know I can eat all this food with my hand like this.
Yes, sir.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
I did it 5 times. COVID wasn't an issue then. COVID wasn't a problem then. I scooped in my hand. I'm like, whoa. Man, so I hope the drink is coming like this.
Oh, you doing that?
I'm drinking after this. You understand? Right, what
Hey, Alan.
Yes, doctor.
Alan.
Yes.
You know there is a name for eating with your hand?
What's that?
Yeah.
You know the Indian people have a name for that?
I think yes.
It's called, I will educate you. It is called Sane.
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 Sane. Want to
Sane.
see somebody, want to see you eating with your hand?
Sane.
You're Sane.
Yeah, alright.
Sane.
Thank you for
Nice.
that. I learned
A
something.
Sane daddy. A well Sane daddy. Trust me.
When you wear Sane,
A well
the
Sane.
dal you get. What the dal you get? They didn't have a boulders in it.
A bowler?
Yes.
Yeah, it is on stool.
Curry.
But I don't know. I didn't look for
I
this.
could educate only.
No, yes, curry. Yes, no. Yes, it was there. Because she named it. That was exactly what she called it. Yes!
I'm telling you, and it has a
Yes.
nickname for that. If you don't know to eat the dal, they
Curry,
don't call it
curry.
elbow dal, you know.
Elbow.
Yeah.
Yes, because the dal doesn't run down by
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Because when you put stuff from all down by your elbow,
Yeah.
you get the name elbow dal.
You're correct. She called it curry,
You know the
yes.
thing, right?
That's exactly what she called it, William. You're correct. That was it.
Aye,
Thank you for
Yes,
the
doctor.
doctor.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
So
she
they
called
don't,
it.
they don't pressure.
No.
Like how we were pressure. They put the, what do they call it? The same stones
curry.
and they boil it.
Mhm.
Straight down.
Yeah.
It was
Then they
watery,
chook-
it was everything was there, and the rice was soft.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, was it first, that was an
Did
experience.
you wash your hands?
I'd say yes.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
Huh?
That was-
That's how you wash your hands. That's how you wash your hands, you know. That ain't the food good.
Yeah, but they come back to the
Yeah,
original
right.
stuff. You talk about, you see how told us we talk about
Yeah.
I was just talking about our local
Sec- we have the sec- we have the sec-
But I have to say, within recent years, they have adapted somewhat, or not adapted, but pick up with the music videos, because that's what make hip hop. You can have a big bad song. You see the video?
Yeah.
The video will take it to the stars. Case in point, Thriller. Michael Jackson. Is the video that it almost like a movie?
Yeah.
It was almost like a movie. And I think up to today, it is probably still the most watched video.
Thriller.
Yeah, in the world. If I could be wrong, I could correct me, or I could check it out. Somebody could.
Yeah, that's smash record.
Yeah, all kind of how.
You're correct.
All kind of how.
This smash records. Just one bring us
Yeah,
one
on
bring
down
us,
by
and
6,
then
8.
Oh, that's so go back to the talk there. You talking about Sandra and thing.
Rubber Dub Dub.
Hello.
Hello, good night.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. Good night.
Let me share a secret with all you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You see, when you eat with your hands, your hands will tell you the temperature of the food.
Ah.
Right.
So if the food is too hot, you know it's...
You have to hold out, you have to hold back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? So your hand is very important
Yeah.
in telling you how to eat.
Nice.
Food.
I hear you.
Okay.
How to eat
Correct.
food.
Thank you. My mother used to do that a lot. She give us the food and plate. She will sit down with her plate, but eating with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comfortable.
My neighbor does still do that. My neighbor
That
does.
don't, it don't seem.
Carrying on the conversation.
I
Easy. No one
I think my grandmother did that.
Yeah.
My grandmother, my father's side, she did that.
Yeah.
And she sit down normal, well, you think that she here.
Yeah.
And she cutting and going through. And I'm like, what?
Automatic like rice and
No,
all
but,
that.
no, but this beers a little boy watching.
Oh,
I
he
was
did.
in my ground, I'm like, what kind of child? What kind of child you had? What's this?
You know what's
I never see a hand with a
go
plate
back
like
in.
that. And normal. And my grandmother cutting and going, and I'm like, what kind of child was this? Where you came from?
Don't go there.
And I know, and I'm asking now.
I don't want to go
because
there.
I didn't see my father do it. So it's your little
When we
contradiction.
go there, don't go
Why
there.
can't they need to hands though?
When we go back, you know what has happened?
Nobody's going back. People are
It is-
saying,
end up down in the back.
It is me and that. So going back to
Coming
singing
back.
Sandra.
Right. Nice.
And you ever had interaction with them?
I
Not like talk and.
I get to- I
but
get-
through work.
Yeah.
Shows and.
True. I probably get to bring on stage and thing.
She's a real nice person.
And then I would mimic her when she was coming. I go, I'm like, I would, I had to do a sing a song or something. I said, this woman, listen, she called herself this, that, this person could lie.
Yeah.
Who feel lie?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. And then people, I said, I want to welcome to the stage sing a song.
Yeah.
We laugh about it, that thing, but, you know, but she have an energy boy.
Yeah.
Because on the night, when she take the mic, I was like singing Sandra Pass and sing 2 songs and lift the whole room
Yeah.
in that little time that she spent it.
Yeah.
She had that type of energy when she started to sing.
Yeah.
And I was amazed by it because everybody passed through the sing the song, people laugh, people sing, but she was a different person, but she was, that to me, that's years of experience talking that thing. You feel that she was a big stage person in the room. She was always that big stage kind of person.
She had the presence.
Yeah. So the whole room now goes to a different level because she's even in a small space, because that's a cafe brew, that was a Kaiser Blues.
Yeah.
And in that small space when she came on,
She bring it up.
feel as though she was singing for the big
she bring
stage.
No, but here the interesting thing with that. Which is what I like with her, because I had the opportunity to interact with her on a couple of occasions. If you didn't know was singing Sandra, you would not know, because she didn't flout that.
Right.
You see, that's a bigness I'm talking about. You know that, we know that, we recognize her.
Yeah.
But she didn't make out a scene with that.
She was.
They always watch me.
Yeah.
You know, I Sandra reach.
No,
like that.
she was in the
You know,
performance always.
Sandra, you know the singing? Sandra.
But no, I get what you're saying.
You understand? Real humble, real personable. You could approach, real approachable.
Her work on stage spoke for itself.
Yeah.
That spoke for her.
I like the drums. She had some sets I would have seen, and boy, sometimes she just send these three men come outside first, and them start banning playing and thing.
You know, as they say, Joe.
Yeah, and watch now, she them thing and like them playing, and they just feeling this kind of different.
You know my
vibes.
favorite song? As they say, Joe. Ancient Rhythm.
But that big song.
Ancient Rhythm.
That big song.
Jillian?
Oh, there. Like, give me a big song.
Ancient rhythms, bro.
Give me a big song now. Give me a
Ancient
singing
rhythms.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a
tribute to Sandra.
A tribute now, man. Give me a big
Yeah,
tune.
that.
Yeah, the people don't dance if they don't hear.
From across the continent that someone's described as God. Oh, I feel a vibration, feel a rhythm, feel a spark. Oh, when my spirit is feeling low, this natural mystic lifts me slow, like a bongo or Orisha drum. Deep in the Congo, calling me Santa Asian rhythm. Oh, make me feel so dance. Rhythm. Dance, dance, put me in a Asian rhythm. I can't control me feel. Rhythm. I was caught by their whip. I was tied on their ship. I was used, I was wrong, but that can't keep me down. Don't me face, let me scorn. They crown me with thorns. I'm the root, I'm the rock, resolute like me luck. Asian rhythm, you healer of me pain. Pain, pain, make me whole. Asian rhythm, though I travel far. I am Africa. Brought here to this land, which I know you call my home. Oh, Trinbagonian, though my spirit is still roam. Hey, hey. In the ghetto, born and raised, for my ancestors I'm still giving praise. True religion, peace I found. Meditation when I lay on the morning ground. Asian rhythm, you healer of me pain. Pain, pain, make me whole. Asian rhythm, going through me vein. Breaking all the chains. No, I'm free as a bird. Liberty is the word. West Indian, Caribbean, African, Nubian, Queen. There is beating inside Asian rhythm. Your healer of me pain, pain, make me whole. Asian rhythm. Deep within my soul, red, green, black and gold. There's one mama, Harry Ward, yeah, Harry Ward, yeah, Harry Ward, yeah, Harry Ward, yeah. Vanity Monza, Harry Ward, yeah, Harry Ward, yeah. So in time I learned that with talent I was blessed. Oh yes. I learned to let it go and let me God do the rest. Oh yes. Ever humble with open eyes. Though I stumble still, I rise. From every lesson, yes, I learned. Helping others in retaliation. You make me want to dance, 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 put me in a trance and rhythm. All them days I missed, as I reminisce, best village as a teen, heritage, better queen, moving on, Kaiso, growing strong, thankful, so dignity, and in time, victory, it was mine, memories, let it be cemetery, oh my nation, your healer of me pain, 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 make me whole, nation, be my destiny, come, 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 set me truly free. Self-reliant, for on an island I was born. Oh, still defiant.
Yeah, boy. That's it. That is tune for your money. What are you putting on your crowd now? Look at you.
Actually, I did not see this performance for the Marsh Girl.
Look at that.
Look at the first time I heard her perform that
Everybody gonna wait for
was
us.
every year for police sports. There's have a concert in front of the barracks.
Yeah.
Sandra dropped on that tune day.
In Trinidad.
Yeah. No, listen, let me tell you. It was a different Sandra. I saw Sandra perform all kind of things for the years, but somehow that particular one, Sandra was a different individual. I want to tell you impact part. She go on there for 2 hours.
She has come back again.
Yeah. She just it's like that tune was just like it's something that she just wanted to bring out for years and bottling up, you know, her real deep emotions and everything. Sandra bring that over. That performance.
But that's most of her songs. Most of her songs.
Yeah.
Really
Why
sweet.
we just show you the little string? Why we just do this?
I don't know.
So
Why we just do this for years? No, but you know that no. Honestly,
Well,
for
he did that.
years.
Well, he did.
That and the banana.
Well,
When
he
you
did
peel
that.
the banana, I started doing that. I started eating. No, I tell myself I wasted the banana when I pull this little string off the banana.
Yeah.
Like when I peel it and I pull this
but I
little
don't
string.
think
But I said,
A day.
But I don't mean that.
well, eat that too.
Every day they eat.
No,
Yes.
that day he had tonight. That day.
Nah, that happened because boilless
Right.
Portugal juice.
I tell my dreams something. When I used to do, when I did
Get it right, man.
Portugal tea or
I think
something.
it makes everything that to go. But I say, but why look this wasting plenty time.
Yeah.
Much energy to get up and all these strings.
When are you taking out all them strings?
I just say, I stopped doing that.
Once his skin come out, you
But
Once his skin come out, you eat it every day.
one of my fondest memories just start by Sandra. When I used to do work in prisons, I used to do every Calypso carnival season. A friend of mine who was prison officer would bring me in, and as part of the program, we would do work with the prisoners. So we did Golden Grove, we did MSP, we did Women's Prison, you know.
Yeah.
Calypso, the Calypso competition. So I would spend a few days, work out with the contestants, get the music, thing. And I hear they bring, we take this call.
643.
We take this call. Rubber Dub
Dub.
Yeah, good night, Alan.
Good
Dub
night.
Dub.
Nobody win the war.
Excuse?
Nobody win the war.
Oh, nobody wins a war.
Nobody wins that one.
Yes,
Big
yes,
song,
yes.
big song,
Yes.
big song, big song.
Got it.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so that this particular year, they brought Sandra as the guest artist.
Yes, artist.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
We just see Sandra coming up. She was in the crowd. Like seeing Sandra coming to perform.
Live with the band.
Live
No tracks.
with the prison band. Not the prison band, the prisoners who make up a band. Okay. So me
Yeah,
and
that
Earl,
is-
remember Earl? Earl who introduced me, so we would spend all the time with them, and then Earl leave me alone. So I would go year after year. I work, so I teach them little keyboard lines, little tricks, thing. Earl was with me that year. Earl on guitar, on keyboard, and that drum and bass. And Sandra just come. Fellas, all this song is good. Just follow me. And she start
She going on the road.
Voices in the Ghetto. Well, I never played this song in my life. But I mean, you know,
Right.
not tooting a horn, but you know. But
You're too funny.
no, follow I said this to show the kind of woman she was.
And the two theory.
Unknown band. You don't know the skill level of the individuals. I mean, we played for contestants. Thing. Fellas, all follow me. And she just start. The sunrise is early over the Parada. And I felt brass like that. Parada, tarada. She smiled.
You have it, son. You have it.
She's a little comfortable.
You have a little thing.
Yeah, when the chorus started, and she was comfortable. At no time did she make the guys feel inadequate.
Right.
Or they ain't ready yet.
Nah.
Or a little song
Stop.
like that.
She-
Like what some big artists would do.
Thank you,
Nah.
Make it easy to work with her.
Easy.
And then everybody start.
Boy, you wouldn't believe that fellas on a high.
You know what I mean? When you leave that,
Them
when
get
she
to play
leave
with
there,
mother, you know,
Yeah,
mother
that's
is
right,
like
mother,
what she-
yeah,
yeah,
the band,
that's
the
right.
band.
but when she leave
That
there,
was the talk of the
But them
evening.
beginning,
as
that's
you
the
rightly
dance
say,
now.
no, but
All the
as
cigarette
you
breaks
rightly
them
say,
Yeah,
when she leaves there, as soon as she leaves,
yeah.
the boost or the impact
But that's what I'm telling you.
that she leave behind with them
That
fellas
was
and
the
them.
talk for them
That's what
fellas
changed
after that.
You make
Them get to play with
changes.
Sandra, by
Yeah. It was one thing you know you do
singing
good
Sandra.
in your lifetime.
Yeah.
I strike up and chord
Yeah.
behind singing song. I let the ghost son now.
Men
I let the
pat on
so.
the back and bounce and the fellas was
Right
like,
here,
hey.
no.
Beginning,
And to me,
what
that
was
was-
MSP? That
That was MSP.
Yeah, the bad, the big.
You understand?
And I did.
2 days in the yard.
But what stood out to me, as I say, is how she dealt with it. She was just cool. She did her thing. She didn't make the fellas
And that is
feel
a
they're
true artist.
inadequate.
That is a true artist.
Yeah, and I think
I buy,
trusted
well, of course, all of us in the arts, and we can tell it. There's some people that after the first time working with them,
they don't want to do that
Yeah.
again.
they're too particular to cross
Yeah.
parts of them.
Yeah. They don't want to.
Sandra was an inviting kind of way. You want to work with
Yeah.
you, one, but
Correct.
You remind me of Joey Rivers.
yeah,
Joey had a kind of, I hosted, I hosted Arima Carnival competition a couple of times. But you know, to go on, to start the show, it is always have this, how you're going to,
the tension,
you
yeah.
know, how you go and walk on the stage. So
Yeah.
I signal Joey. I said, Joey, give me a constable, bro. I said, give me that. Joey start. I hear the drummer. And then the bassman just come. Doom, 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 doom. Watch now when I walk on the stage like that. Watch now, let me see the crowd. Huh?
yeah.
Was that with him at that time? I don't know.
No, his brother was playing.
Drum.
Yeah. He did a couple of shows with us, Andrew. But that time was his nephew was a brother, one of them.
Yeah.
The tall guy.
Right.
And I walk on the stage like a real bad boy.
Yeah.
And I just do him so, and this stuff. And you know, that's not a fine. And them kind of musicians and artists is the people I like to work with.
Yeah.
They don't make no fuss. They don't quarrel about this and
Yeah.
thing and that and thing, and it was nice.
I did a show. I wouldn't say where or what because I don't want to, you know. But I did a show once. I was part of the technical crew. So one of the local artists was supposed to perform. Come late.
Oh gosh.
and had a ton of complaints.
I know the show I was
You
there.
came late for your
Right.
song check,
I was
and
there.
then like nothing was working right. You know, the song crew were good and take
Yeah.
no problem. The star performer of the night came straight from the airport, straight from the venue, never even get a chance to see or hear how things was. As the line was just in time for them to perform. Up on stage, the musical director come and said, give me this here, and the monitor here, give me so, I had to plug this, blah, 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 blah. Take about 5-10 minutes to set that up. And they just strike up. Bam,
God.
and gone. So look
Out
at
the
that.
out the gates.
Look at that.
This is
Out
this
the
is
gates.
this tech run is
That's the
that's
show
the
itself.
live
That's
show.
the show.
Live show.
They set everything up, bam, 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 cut the show.
Yeah.
And as they start, the music director who happened to be playing guitar, he said, give me a little more of this, give me pull up that a little bit. Really so, you know.
And it going on.
Just going down. But we people,
No, it's
everything.
Yeah.
You don't late to start, but then everything.
Why is this mic
Is
black?
a problem.
Why is this mic black?
Who is you? Who is this?
Why you have a black mic?
I say all that to say, that was not Sandra.
Yeah.
She was not.
No, and we could take a page
She was
from
not like that.
we could take a page from and
Humility,
understand
humility.
humility.
Yeah.
As I say, the bigger you grow in this industry, is the more you have to find that space of being humble.
Yeah.
You understand? I always tread on this from
Yeah.
the scripture verses. I always say, the greatest in my kingdom is the one who could serve the most. Don't mean those figure you go in a day and you want to lord yourself, or you want to be able to say, because I just tell people, if I do a show, I conduct a show, I have no problem taking up a broom and sweeping after the show, you know.
Yeah.
Crowd gone, I want to make sure everything intact. I will take up a broom and I will wrap a cord. It's we show, but I want to make sure things in place. And again, it's not about I start to show kind of behavior. It has to be that, you know. But all in all, that's what when I saw her perform, there are very few performers I could actually point out that person, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
All about the people.
Let me take one.
Right. Rubber dub
Dub
dub.
dub dub.
Yes, Ripperman comment by singing Sandra. The second tune, the 19th, what number you talking about? What do you mean, the Ripperman comment?
The Reaper.
The Reaper man coming.
Reaper or Reaper?
Hello. So the man who had you machine.
Okay.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
man.
All right.
Thanks.
Not far back there, man. You never come back.
But you say something that I want us to come to that. We talk about humility, and which brings us to our next topic that we had to touch tonight, because that's some madness happening over here.
Oh, plenty madness.
All because
Plenty madness.
Proud,
Yeah.
and you understand?
Some
we had
people
to
just
talk
can't
about
walk
that.
away, boy.
Can be the bigger man. The
So-
car be the bigger man.
All right. I'll start with a story that I read where this guy, before they saw it on the news or read it on social media, a man slit his wife throat.
That's a recent thing?
Yes. Slit his wife throat. Was it in Canopia somewhere? St. Helena, so Canopia somewhere there. And call the police.
I know about several
Oh
instances
yes, yeah,
like
he
that.
went. He called him and he was sit down on
Yeah,
the.
I was. You want
He
to
sit down on the step
Yeah, that's
with the knife, everything,
yeah,
and he tell
yeah.
him and just slit your throat.
Yeah.
why. And is the anger.
I wonder if
you
you
know,
get bail.
Huh?
I wonder if you get bail.
Where you going? How are you getting it? She's
No, well,
she
I'm
alive?
70 case pending and he get bail, so I just asked.
Boy, hey! The blood crawling I hear that one.
Who?
About 70 pending
You know
cases.
the recent kidnapping of the young girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the
One of
men
the
who
fellas-
was
one of the
for
fellas.
that.
I didn't read
Man
the
have
That came up on
70,
news tonight.
right.
70 cases.
Pending cases.
Including rape, you know, several of them.
And
he out on bail.
outside on bail. You know.
Why could do boy? Why could go?
I can't understand the system.
No, I had to do something. I go and take. I take it. I take it. Something.
Hey, you see
I
this?
said something.
Jillian, run some ads
I
there.
gotta make something.
Run some ads there. Let me come on.
Yeah,
I
you-
something. And they
I
come.
want to get a jail.
Yeah, keep the belly out of the shot.
What
Are
wrong
we
with switch?
inside?
Switch. Postcard, it's still in the pandemic. We don't know what you look like now.
Send a picture.
So if you don't want that in the video,
Take a
send
selfie.
a picture.
Yeah, we go
Let me
edit
update
it.
the
We go
video.
edit it.
We go superimpose something.
We go edit the video.
Send us the give us a little video, a little still shot. But you, if you lose weight,
Now that was actually deliberate.
yeah. But send us something. Let me see how you look like so we can put it in the video.
Look, William. William.
Where William?
I still want to expo and do that too.
Rubber dub, Willie.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, now. I don't see you get hugged around to them.
I know, boy. 17, oh.
When you hear the man had 70 cases,
Yeah.
what here happening? No. Before I go to the something I will come, I hear everybody talking about they want to get pepper spray.
Right.
They want to get pepper spray. Why you have to wait until they bring pepper spray? Because now I know what that. All you have to do, you get some vinegar, some
Yes.
Congo pepper, some
Yes.
copier pepper, you pong it up and all kind of thing, and you put that in a bottle.
bottle.
Put a little pump.
Squeezy bottle.
I'll
Yeah.
think. And the inside.
Little squeezy bottle.
Just make sure that
You
different.
listen, all that have to do is just pass by the eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you spray that by the face, you partner, you sure they can't see again. You're positive. You understand? So don't wait for this thing to come in a spray can, because from the time you take out that or you see it, them know what in that already, because the can will have the identification as to what it is. But when you take out your squeezy bottle, no, but them say you're going to take a little thing to clean your hand. Them ain't knowing this pepper spray, you're going to spray them down.
Willie, you know you're going to get a disclaimer.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
You're going to get a disclaimer.
I don't have a problem with that.
The views of you, caller. Not the
Yeah,
views
yeah,
of
the
this
views of
station.
me and not of
Listen, let the man see the other say.
You can say it, I have no problem with
of
it.
me and not of the station.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm going the next show now.
Yeah.
There's a certain group. It have many groups, but I will call one. Tra. I ain't calling the whole name because I want to put the station in trouble.
Yeah.
Wait, call it? Wait, what's it?
Trap.
Oh,
The
okay.
name is Tra.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. How come this is the 5th day? I just only hear them, they're very selective.
Thank
in
you.
making noise.
Same word as the one used. Selective. Correct.
They're very selective.
Correct.
And as they don't make noise, they don't stop
Yeah.
until they come back again. But when the thing cool down, I am seeing no agitation,
Yeah.
nothing about you, no protest and all of this kind of thing. You understand? But all of a sudden, you will see them just now, they will, as Sprang to say, they will ups.
They were up.
Ups,
They
yeah.
will ups. And there's a bag of noise. There's this, they find it, they should do that. But you have pressure in the opposition to support the bail amendment bill and that kind of thing. The man had 70 cases.
Yeah.
70, you know, really.
And including rape,
Zero.
don't even have part
And the one instance of rape is
Ten then.
about 6%
There was-
or something, so.
Yeah.
And he outside.
Who doing this man bail?
But here we
Who
have been.
handle this man bail?
70 times.
But
70
listen,
Yeah.
you
Must he
tell him
same
about
lawyer
next
for
thing
all
I'm calling
calling?
him. He have a bag of lawyer. You watch the cases that will be taken.
Yeah.
Lord.
Watch the cases them bag of lawyers will be taken. You understand?
Yep.
So I will leave this because I could go on. I see the butcher don't put up the disclaimer already.
And the baker, and
It's
the
a
baker.
baker, boy.
And the baker.
The baker.
Oh God, well listen.
A baker in a
I
clean.
get to have the things over.
You get bacon a clean.
Go friend, you get,
What's wrong with that?
you get, don't worry.
I locked on as listening as usual, fella.
Yeah, man.
Nice man,
thanks,
the
bro.
inside, the inside.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah,
it,
boy.
but no, this situation,
Yeah.
right? Bringing out some things. For instance, on Facebook, these two people would have commented about how come this particular case is of the highest priority. Now, everybody jump on the thing. How will you go see that? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, maybe it is insensitive at the time,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't know what is happening with this young lady. It is insensitive, yes. But at the end of the day, what they're saying is actually facts.
Yeah.
What is in?
They would have posted, they posted that, how come is it that the Gary and whoever people are in his little circle,
Right.
so into this particular case, into this with this particular young lady, when there are other young ladies who have been missing, if you go, every day I go through Facebook, I can see 4 or 5 different alerts
Well,
with people missing.
I saw a video, not to cut you,
Go ahead.
but I cut you.
There's no problem.
But I saw a video by one of Abood,
Abood.
and he was saying she's one of ours.
Oh.
Please pass it. So I asked the question, which one of ours are you referring to? Is it a Trini hour? Or is it a your hour?
Your hour. Yeah.
So, and I'm asking the question because I'm wondering, who is he really appealing to?
Yeah.
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 Pleading to?
Who is he pleading to?
But rightfully so, and again, it's fair to ask that question, why does Gary now has an invested interest
Exactly.
in this particular case?
And this is what I'm saying.
Or it
so
seems, because I mean, again, we're not slighting any one situation against the other. And to me, I don't think, you know, it's just that in terms of getting involved so quickly, and in terms of the kind of information that they already have, and the amount of people.
resources, use the correct
No,
word.
wait, but the amount of people that don't pull in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a number, there's not one,
It's like 5.
Yeah, about 4 or 5. something.
5.
already.
Yeah.
You
Between
understand?
Friday and today's Tuesday.
And so the question now, it looks a certain way.
It does.
It looks a certain way. Hands down, it look a little, you know, it's because it's them. I want to tell you.
No, it,
No, we are saying
no,
what it is.
no, we're discussing this
Yeah,
and
yeah, one-
exactly.
You're trying to do your views?
I would like to know if that happened to my daughter,
Would it be
Thank you very
that
much.
you're in front of my yard the same way
Thank you very much.
and you're making the same amount of noise. Because of where I live, the institutionalized racism is up a little bit because it quite, they might say, well, it's quite possible that he could be involved in something.
yes, yes,
It's quite possible that his hand could be dirty.
in black cake.
Right.
Yeah.
All them kind of different things. But to me, and I again mean slighting, again, and not, you know, trivializing this matter and that kind of thing, but we want the same
treatment.
Yeah,
across
the same, and that's where you want to see. That's where the
same
that
effort.
is where it is justice.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
gosh,
just.
let me talk to
You understand?
Fake it, man.
Rubber Dub Dub.
Yeah. A man who has $2 and a man who has $5, who should man work for?
A man who have $2,
And a man who has $5, who should I work for?
which one I will work for?
Yes.
I will give for both, yes?
For the $5 man, because you have more money.
Right.
You want the most?
Normally, yeah. Normally,
So
yeah.
who are more corn, feed more fowl?
Thank you.
So look at your mouth and run Kalsu.
We have a Kaiso night. No, but
No, that's
and
facts. That's facts.
it goes to show. It go and I looked at the comments under it because it's two different people. They don't seem to know each other. So the view
Yeah.
came from two different people.
Right.
And when I look at the comments on why are they so, how are they going to say that thing if it was your people?
Yeah.
And you know, exactly. If it was my daughter or your daughter, would the effort be the same?
Yeah.
Would the resources, with the manpower? All of a sudden now, we have so much
Yeah.
police that we could say, hey, you all go in so and check wherever and do wherever. Simultaneous operations, I would think it's happening at the same time.
Right.
Right? Because to apprehend these people so quick.
Yeah.
And it would seem here, where this, the whole twist in this is, this little girl, this young lady, sorry, not a little girl, she's a young lady, because she's about 23, give and take. She would have gone to Northeastern College. Northeastern College.
Right.
And I think two of the suspects are from an area just very close to Northeastern College. So I'm thinking that they actually planned this and targeted this specific person.
Yeah.
It mightn't be that in the case of other people. But look at what it warrants to get back that person. Effort, time, energy, manpower. For this specific person. So what happened? I have seen on Facebook right now trending that there are about 6 or 7 girls missing.
Yeah.
And the only way you know they're missing is because an alert come out on Facebook.
Well, according to certain Abu, she's one of us.
She's one of us. She's one of us.
She's one of us.
I mean, I pray and I hope that
no,
she
again,
comes.
yes.
So the one who
No.
went missing last week, she's one of who?
Them.
One of them.
No, not this one.
She's
The
not
one
the-
before
No,
that.
no.
Well,
No, she's not one of theirs.
No.
She's somebody else.
I-
The institutionalized.
Yeah. We're marking this. That's the
You
point.
know, I'm pointing out the institutionalized. That is
Oh, I thought they were watching my putty girl.
No, hear this, and I want to say this, and I want us to go to the other thing before the night talk. But here's what I
we
will
have to
say.
go there. We have to go there.
There are a lot of things. Let me get this point. Somebody breaking your home. By law, by right, you should be able to leave your door unlocked, go where you want, come back. Because that's yours. Nobody's supposed to touch that.
60s.
But reality will tell us that
They
they
have
have
something. Elements outside the
that will interfere
secure,
to
right.
your hard security things. I say that to say, there's one thing to say what should be happening, how things should be, and all that kind of drama. But we had to take the head off the sand and understand that is not the reality we live in. And now that you understand what your reality is, then you got to take steps accordingly. A lot of people live in the should.
Right.
So, let me use a case in point. A woman should not have to feel unsafe to walk the road any hour of the night. She should not have to. But that's the reality.
Yeah.
She have to
She has
be
to.
cautious.
There were times
Because
that we could have done
no,
that.
I don't want, but that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I'm
I
saying.
understand saying. I follow it.
But a lot of us still live in their reality, and when something happens, we quick to say, "But they're not supposed to, and I'm supposed to be able to." Yeah, we understand that, but the reality is how monsters out there, and you have to
Yeah,
take that into
yeah.
consideration and walk accordingly.
Yeah.
Don't live in the what should happen, be real to what is happening. What is the current state of our situation in the country? And operate based on that. Take the necessary steps to
Someone
protect
said
yourself. and all
something.
that kind of thing.
Someone said something recently, and when I read it the first time, I didn't catch it until I sit down and thought about it, or think about it as it is. Places like Lavantil and Beetham are no longer places. They are situations. And you know, at first when I listened, when I read it, I was like,
Yeah.
so we keep focusing on certain areas, the Lavantil, the Beethams, the Arimas, the Central Enterprise. But when I think about that statement, they are no longer places.
Yeah.
They are really what's the word I just said?
Situation.
A situation. No,
Yeah,
it's
the
a
hotspots.
situation.
The hotspots.
Yeah, but they are no longer hotspots. They are a situation.
Situation.
Yeah.
And because that person was commenting on something that would happen in Deep South Princeton or somewhere on that side. So I was like, you know, that makes real sense. It's no longer a place. It's a situation that we're dealing with in the country.
Yeah.
Now,
For the last how much ever years, and we can't get it under control.
now, 6.5 and half a dozen in next. Sometimes, and I'm being a contribution, we cause these things on ourselves.
Correct is right.
Yeah.
Because we of ourselves don't know how to behave sometimes. We live in this kind of way that is seemingly barbaric, uncivilized, as if one thing, instead of coming together and resolve matters, we quick to go to the trunk and pull blade for $200.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And the next person who don't want to deal with the matter the right way, or decide, you know what, this is a waste of my time, you ain't want to go stay, drive, fella get bunks.
Yeah.
Multiple damages. This man damaged. Before I see that,
Break up.
I will show you this one. This fella, the fella who drive out by Shogona side there, and the man come out
Yeah.
and Lego some hand like DSS. The man DSS.
You have it? You have it?
Yeah. I'll show you the video with the man. Yeah. Bring up that video there. The first one after.
Going to cut across the man to go left.
Passengers them jump on the car. The working taxi passengers jump on the car.
Yes, sir. It's my money came down.
He had the money and he had the money.
But the thing is, look at that is near age.
Yeah.
And watch where he going. Watch the direction he going. I thought he was going there.
But then I watching that road.
That's really-
So you know what comes across my mind? I wonder if something happened earlier on. And coming out there, he decided to block the fella to take advantage of him because he was clearly positioned to go left. When the man hit him.
I sorry, you know what?
No, again, it's all about About is it worth it?
Blackout.
Current gun there.
Current gun.
Current gun.
No, it's all about is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Because if you had a grand charge the fella now, and the man had a blade or a knife,
Something tucked away.
because
And put
that's
it
how
on
the
him.
bullets had the stuff right there by the
Right.
seat.
Yeah.
If he was able to pull that and let go 1-2 on you, and you cut the wrong vein,
Yeah.
you cut the wrong artery, what going on with you after that? Was it worth it?
Yeah.
You understand? And a partner might be the other night, it's always after the fact, Alan.
After.
It's always usually after the fact.
That's why they say think before you leap. Rubber Dub Dub.
Yeah, I'm from again. That show, why not show me this? There's a film on the show, oh, something happened.
That really happened. That was not show.
Look, one now.
That was
Come from the car. That was the last guy coming out from now. Well, I must have I think was something in my car.
I was holding on to and driving off.
But I don't understand why you stand up there and
It's
take
not better go on that hand.
What was that passengers? The people who got it, the people who own the car, who them, the passengers, who friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The passengers, they were passengers.
Yeah.
Well, them notice too. That's the good job, the driver. Who the people who got it.
All right.
They went back in the car.
Yeah.
If you saw film, then I'm halfway or whatever they be from. We don't hear
Price
already.
Plaza, Price
We
Plaza,
there, no
Price
car
Plaza,
here.
Price Plaza.
They are going to fight.
Wow.
You want to go in the car, when they get the right turn,
Yeah.
right? Going back a legal turn, right? Maybe low stairs going, the passenger tell him when to stop.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the passenger telling that driver on the left side, because he was on the left and right. When the next one will take out and go and cuff the man, he's supposed to go last cuff.
Thanks.
Thank
That's
you.
it,
Thank
correct.
you.
No, but and that to me is where we put this cloud around us, because we just can't seem to find civilized ways to deal with stuff.
Values.
Yep.
You understand? We just
Values.
lose
Values.
touch.
Values.
I could bet you probably $100,000 that car probably is not his,
One.
right? And at the end of the day, he didn't really gain nothing. Not
Nothing.
really. You gain absolutely nothing by behaving like that. And it's a bad drive. I don't even think it's about the fella bouncing him.
No, you
Or
know,
scratching the car.
I think
That looked like
I
a
was
bad
looking
drive
at that.
scenario.
Yeah. It looked like he probably was. He himself
I
was
remem-
on the outside. And was he
Listen,
wanted to come in
I
front.
remember a
Yeah,
fella-
man, was he telling him, drive up on him or
I
something?
driving down the highway sometime a couple of weeks ago, and this fella in the car, I think I told you about that, and the fella behind me, I swing left, he trying to swing out behind me, because more in a hurry, and you're going straight into traffic.
Yeah.
I like, but we're going into traffic. Why you going behind me? You're going into traffic, you're going that so long now.
Yeah.
He just
Well,
want to be
you
in
know
front.
But
He want to be in front.
so I cruise in, I take my
Yeah.
time to switch lanes, and I switch, he pulled back. He overtake on the shoulder to get in front of me. A little lower down. And
Yeah.
this is his conduct when he done pass me.
Yeah.
He head outside it. He's taking whole body outside the window to
And I
pass
did-
me.
and I-
Yeah.
And I put up my windows, and I
Yeah.
said, come on the car. I lock my door though. Come on the car.
As somebody, that's
I said, come on.
message, the monkey, you know what?
What you look like? Because I was like, come on the car, you're bad, you're on the highway, come on the
Yeah.
car, you're on bad, you're in traffic, come out.
But
And I said, if you come
we
out,
have an
go
next
out
one?
to me after.
And we have an next
Yes, no,
We have an
no,
next
that is that side.
Let me
Walk
watch
away.
Like watch the flip side.
The next side is
Like watch the flip side.
when a man get angry.
Yeah.
Now the story is here, the person probably scratch your car, I scratch your car. You come and talk to me and we put aside. No, we literally put aside the reason.
Yeah.
And they say, ting, come let me go by my street now. You telling me that. I say, all right, let you go. Now, I just have a problem with that. If I scratch your car
Yeah.
and I had to fix it, personally, I want you to go by my street now.
Yeah.
I might have a little more control. Not control, I could, even if I have to pay him in parts
Yeah.
to fix your business and get it out of the way,
Yeah.
come and go by my street. Now, that's the first thing I would probably do.
Yeah.
You're working it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's outsider being with the police and them. You go by the man, Eric say, come by my street now. Go on my Eric street now. Eric partner say, what happened? I look like I have a couple of $100. So the man say, Eric say, yeah, what's going on? But the man say, and I say, it happened. Second opinion. Right. They go by my street now.
Yeah.
They go by my street now and see if I can get him to do it at a cheaper price. Eric say, yeah, their partner. Me taking that, you know. You trying to set me up.
We here already. We here already.
Like you organize. I say, no, come by my street now. Let me get a second opinion because me trust me, your partner telling me, you know how you and he understand you in cahoots.
Yeah.
You just trying to make $1 on me. All that take it away from the insurance, you know. That is what going on there, you know, fellas.
Yeah.
Take it away from going through the insurance, you know.
So they start by breaking the law.
Right. So, but I decide me ain't taking that, me ain't paying nothing. I go in and let us see this video. Just watch the video and then all will tell me now. Based on the man, I jump in my car, I drive and turn the car around to head back in a different direction. Everybody in the truck pull our bleed.
Or an object
Yeah.
resembling.
Well, wherever you pull this object out of the trunk.
An object.
Because my man in his front seat, so he had to show off.
I don't make
He
it.
had a buff up his chest. Joel had sit down there, so he wasn't seen as no soft man. Joel want to see as no soft man. Pull the thing, one in the middle of the road. Now your hip break, teeth missing.
Some
Yes,
ribs cracked.
You have some neck injury. Your hand
Let
all
the
over the
video.
place. Now look at
Play
this.
the video. Play the video.
Alright, so that's the two fellas there.
Right?
Right.
They're arguing. They're having a discourse.
The
Man
in
say,
the
I don't
blue
fix
suit,
my
he say,
car.
Wash will
That
think.
thing. But now,
Ting,
say
ting.
breads, let it go down
Yeah.
south. Come by my street now, please.
So you see the man in the by the white car, obviously not pleased with whatever it is happening.
Yeah.
So he ain't satisfied. So you see that? I go on. Now look at this. Look how cool the scenario is there. Why not
Right.
escalate to what
Right.
it is to? The man go on with the business. You decide no, okay, me taking that so you go to pop it.
You know what I think happened there?
You
Right
get
there.
vexed. You
Not
get
like
primer.
no, not just that. You know.
No,
I
alright, just
think-
watch this carefully. Right, watch where he is. Realize what happening there? The man pulled
Walking to the
right to
Alright,
get
that's
away from
seriously.
him.
But it looks.
Yeah.
Eric,
I don't say that.
Eric, the man who bumps him still wrong in my book.
No, I ain't saying about who right or wrong.
You know why?
I know what I'm going
You
to
know
do.
why?
Yeah.
You still have brakes to pull. You could have reverse. You could have slow down. Because even if the man take that object in his hand, because I would think the object is not to hit him in the car.
Yeah.
The object is to hit the car.
I think you were trying to get the car to stop.
I know. What you gonna stop?
No,
What you
because
gonna-
what I'm saying, it would, from what I deduced
At the
just now,
start.
it looks as if he is leaving without probably getting information or something. So he probably was telling
Yeah.
him, look, I need the information,
Yeah.
I need a permit, I need the insurance.
Yeah.
And the man must tell him, boy, not to your car, look at my
Yeah,
car, well,
yeah.
I go in my way. No information. So he has no way
You're going to stop him.
at dealing with this man.
I
So he
did-
decided he go in and stop in the road
Right.
and stop this
Bring
man
it
from
again.
driving.
Bring it again. Let me show you again. Let me show you again. We had to show it again.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, the man going across the road. Now somebody now telling me the person died or something. The person died.
I don't know.
I ain't get no news on the person died. People message.
No, he
me.
wasn't going across the road.
I don't think the fella died.
He wasn't going across the road. It's when he realized
He was
the car speeding
right, so
up.
he
attempted
drift, right,
to
get
run across to the side, but unfortunately he run in the line
right.
of the car.
No, what's this van that is already there?
Right.
So he cannot necessarily go this way, because you bump into this car, that van, wherever the case may be.
Yeah, yeah.
The logical drive to make, open up to the right.
Right.
Right? Open out to the right and continue to drive.
Yeah.
So what you see here, Papa, on the car, Ponte, where you going? Bye. Up in here.
So I know from there, I'm not saying he would have tried to get out the way at the same time he would have veered away from him.
Yeah.
That's what happened there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, one, if here how this whole scenario weird or for me, one accident.
Yeah.
If you are aware of the laws, once there is an accident, you go to the nearest police station and make a report.
Yeah.
We have developed this attitude in Trinidad where we like, hey, well, let me go soon and forget that because you see them, no claim or whatever claim, you're the insurance man, you know.
I was not one to tell you.
Right? Right?
The inside the belly of the
Right.
yeah. Insurance.
If we breaks in
You
that,
try your very best
right?
to resolve things outside.
yes.
You know what's interesting?
But
Take
is it-
take this call. Take this call.
Rubber
Dub
dub dub.
Hello?
Hello?
You know what would be interesting? You know what is interesting in this to me? Police hold a man for maybe he thief something or some fight or whatever.
Right.
Police hold him. They just always know what their rights are. But some of the things like this,
They doesn't
they
know.
don't know their rights.
They doesn't
You
know.
understand? As he talking about, take certain information, go to the station, report, they know them rights. But when you personally at the mercy of the police, suddenly you know your rights.
You can be
You
bushwhacker.
understand? Yeah.
Rubber dub dub.
Yeah, good night again.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
You try the white car.
Yeah.
About the man.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right? Where you were going with that speed?
Wait, say where you was going with the speed?
Yeah, where the box you on?
Well, me know where you was going.
Well,
But
You right, right?
you bouncy man.
Right.
Yeah.
9 seconds before the box said, right? The red van. What your red van? What your red van? Right.
Yeah?
Yeah?
You listen to
The
the
red
TV.
van.
yeah. Talk to me on the phone. and
They
listen
talk
to
on the
me.
phone. Don't listen to the TV.
All right.
Yeah.
The red van. Check the red van.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Came down. The stairs street by the truck. The truck had to get charged too for parking on the wheel. Truck.
All right.
Charged too.
Driving on footpath here.
Yes, that one. And the madman who driving the car, the white car, was turn right.
Yeah.
The bouncy man, let us just cross the road. And come across. And a white, a red van passed down after. That was fatal. All 12 so we must up.
Yeah.
You watch that thing good.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, but what
Yeah.
I'm watching, I hear what he's saying, but what I'm looking at is whether or not this situation could have been avoided. There are a number of things that
Yeah,
are just wrong. A lot of
exactly.
people are just wrong. But could it have been avoided?
Yes, if they
Unless
had
it is-
done the correct,
thing to start
so
with.
you start wrong,
Yeah.
right? End up wronger.
Yeah.
All right.
Because that's not way because you took an object out of your vehicle,
Yeah.
William.
William, did the
William.
person call the answer? William, did the man die?
Somebody said he did. I'm not sure, but
William.
I can't.
Gentlemen,
The man
Yeah.
died?
I think so.
I heard the guy died.
Yeah. Someone said that. I'm not sure.
Right, but the thing about it is, I am looking at this and I am asking, the value of from what I see, the two cars, they didn't look
In
like
perfect
it
shape.
had this amount of bouncy that as you
In
just say.
perfect shape.
So, your life
Exactly.
was worth a couple $100 back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, the thing about it is, alright, the man leave. You could have get the number of the vehicle, you pay $10 and you get the your
Search.
licensing authority and you
Find
get
the man.
a certified copy.
But you don't know if the vehicle transferred.
No, but I'm
Is
saying
that
that
next-
At least you
but
have
you
a start.
have a trail.
Then you have the same video.
You have a trail.
Between that thing there. You
No,
have a
but you have
trail.
you have a trail as well. Even if you
You
go
have
test license
something
out.
to start.
Right?
Because the vehicle and them didn't look like it couldn't move or it couldn't drive or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now you titty they play the thing, you play the thing with the long hairs and
The
tail,
bush and the bushy tail, yeah.
and you come out with that tree canal. Oh, you
Yeah.
big and bad. And look at how you end up. If even self you didn't die, you could have end up in a wheelchair paralyzed for life.
Telling you, my question is, was it worth it?
Was it with
But this is the thing, it
Was
ain't
it
worth
worth
it.
it? Dude, why? Why?
But did
Why
did
does it have to
anybody would
escalate
anybody
to
learn from
a
that?
few $100s?
Would anybody learn from that incident?
Alan,
A few
them two
hundred?
vehicles look like you could have go the bamboo anywhere and get
I'm
past.
telling you, you could
What is
have run
that?
that over compound.
Nissan.
The hell of them.
You can't pass that
In my shop, my neighbor shop are parts.
Correct. You
They sell hops and parts. in
But you
the
have
house.
a song where you open a body part shop.
Yeah, real.
Probably might, if it was a lag, he probably might have go by here and get a body part himself.
Damn right.
That is a wanted boy, oh God.
Yeah.
Alright,
You
fella.
see, that was saying values, boy. How people value them. A car, I mean, a car, boy. You lose your life, a car.
I'm not
boy.
saying it don't have idiots.
I really like that for that for that.
And it's not like it, I mean, you can
Yeah.
really see anything.
I didn't see. I already didn't
But
see it in my
exactly, look how it, well, it working good. It's
we had
driving
a,
good. You
we
see?
had a very heated debate after.
What's that?
And
I'm
then-
gonna tell us something.
We had a very heated debate over that matter.
Yeah.
The first time we see that, a fella shot
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And men say that fella could have anything in his hand, so the driver would have panic,
Nah.
fear for his life,
Nah.
yeah, fear for his life, Eric, and drive off, and he right, because he
No.
protecting himself.
Nah.
I say, fellas, or not being objective enough.
Exactly.
I say, because, remember, he turned the car around.
Yeah.
That car have a lever inside that to go in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could have stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the man hit the car, you have evidence that the man damaged the car too.
Yeah.
You understand? So he could have actually gone in another direction. I said, so the fact that he sped up on the
Yeah.
man, because it's only crossing the road, you don't speed up,
No.
you slow
Your
down.
first is to stop.
But he said the man could have fear for his life because he could
Nah,
have said, I
no.
said he had to be
Nah.
He had to be a sharp samurai man. He had to be a real samurai swordsman.
I kill Bill.
Take that.
You in a metal car with solid glass and you could wind up what life and a man 50 feet out of what
How
with
he
something
said,
waving, not like he pointed it at your soul.
Yeah.
Something that's waving. How he threatening your life with that?
When you want that. Robert up
What's
there.
up?
Alan,
Doctor.
listen carefully. You have a blue car, a white car, and a van.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. The white car what came out from the street over the road. What bounce the car.
Right.
Right? How he get in that thing?
How we getting it?
You know, you get when the car came out the blue car, with the jump, and take out something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Was the car who bumps him. Right?
Yes.
So that be three cars.
Right. Go ahead, be listening.
Go ahead.
And crossing the road.
Right.
Right.
You have three friends by the car on the right hand side. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you it?
Wait, what was his intention? Okay.
What you doing? Ask the question again? Oh, your song is a little muffled.
Yeah, your song is
It's a little
muffled.
muffled. I didn't get the question quite clearly.
But nevertheless.
No, but in terms of that guy who drove off on
Here the reality now. It doesn't matter whether he had a gun in his hand, a cutlass, a big stone. He dead. If he is dead,
Yeah.
that is vehicular manslaughter. It
I
doesn't
wanna see-
matter. I'm telling you, it does not matter what he had in his hand at this point. If the man has really passed away, we don't know. But right now, that is vehicular manslaughter. So, intention now is the only thing that could could have proved one was right and one was wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, murder, if you want to call it that, trumps everything.
Unfortunately,
I tell you guys.
he can't rebut nothing
You can't rebut
at
that.
this point.
Yeah.
You
The
can't
only
rebut that.
person that the girlfriend when he can't probably go to the next person
Well,
to
she could try
to talk on
to
it.
explain, but
But that's hard, yo.
it is.
I've been in one bunk incident in my entire driving life.
But
In terms of I bouncing somebody, and
Yeah.
it was even me being careless. It was a split second watching the side.
Yeah.
And I feel like stop because a maxi was coming out a sharp bend by
Yeah.
Savannah.
Yeah.
And the maxi coming out by this off place boy. I don't know how the maxi coming inside it, went inside in the first place. He stopped the maxi, and by the time I do so, because I'm gonna make a left turn right round the corner from
Yeah.
there. And by the time I look across, because I'm watching the maxi inside a vehicle inside, and I look, the man stop and I mash brakes, the car skid
Yeah.
and end up on the man bottom. And I'm like, yo, this sucks. And maxi go on the way. My car thing, and I sit down there and watching this thing, and I had to come out now and deal with the fella and try to, and then I just want to say, accidents is a huge inconvenience, no matter who right or who wrong. It is a huge inconvenience. You really don't win in an accident.
Yeah.
Don't ever think. Go ahead.
Rubber Dub Dub.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
If I have to judge that situation there,
Right?
the fella who took out the weapon from his trunk,
Yeah.
he went across the kill.
You can't prove that.
By the car.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You hear me?
Right. Right.
No, go ahead, talk. Listen to it. Talk to the
Talk to
phone.
the- talk on the phone, talk on the phone.
Car now,
Yeah.
recognize this fella coming at him. So he speed off. And in speeding off, the fella with the brake tried to defend himself.
Yeah. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, talk on the phone. Are we hearing you?
The fella tried to go across with the blade. And when the fella with the white car see the man coming, he tried to drive off before the fella attack him.
Okay.
So the fella now who went to kill get killed.
Yeah.
That's hard.
All right.
But I hear
All
you.
right.
I
You
wonder.
see, again,
Right,
it comes back to the intention
Yeah.
of the individual.
You can't say he went to kill
You
him.
can't say you went to kill
That is-
him.
you can't say
Supposing he was trying to
You
get
don't
him
know
to
that.
stop.
You don't know that. Exactly. It could have just been a
Alright.
bluff.
Let me-
So
let-
let us ask the harder question.
Yeah.
If you didn't get the guy to stop,
Yeah.
what would he
was
have done?
We don't know.
Exactly.
That's
And
the
that
thing.
is where
That's
the
the thing we don't
intention
know.
would
So
have
the
come.
intention is still 50-50 in a sense?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's an assumption.
But based
There's a assumption that they want to kill me.
based on
No.
what you said
Eric,
earlier on,
If you
Yeah.
go to your trunk, Eric,
Yeah.
and you take out this item, instantly that premeditated. That's not
Yeah.
even self-defense.
right?
I go to my trunk, I know I have something inside it that will deal with
Yeah.
you. But I go and take that up. You know the law.
Yeah.
You understand? If I take that up to me, I come and deal with it.
Right. But there's a difference between trying to cause you harm
Exactly.
and killing you.
Yes.
Clearly, we could say the intent
But
was to
the
cause
harm-
some kind of harm.
right, but the harm could
it
kill.
could, but that's you still can't say it was intended to
Yeah.
kill. That's different.
So I'm gonna.
You could-
So
it
I
could
could tell a judge.
Yeah.
I take all the cutlass, not to kill you,
Alright.
but to plan
All right,
ourselves.
let me put it this way. In our laws, murder could be charged up to 1 day and a year. If a person dies within a full year and an extra day
Yeah.
of having sustained an injury,
Yeah.
So murders are charged.
you
up
could,
to
the person
a
could be
year and a
studied
day.
for murder. In other words,
Right.
even though your intention at the time may not have been to kill,
Right.
but because of the injury, the person dies within a year to 1 day of
It's
that
not because it could-
injury,
it could be a
you
murder.
could still be charged for murder.
Right.
So I'm saying you can't say the intention was to kill. The intention might be to cause you hurt. Maybe even the chop off your hand. But that's not a kill. That's different.
Right.
Right, so I'm saying the fact that he had whatever piece of iron or whatever, yes, we could safely assume that he wanted to cause some kind of injury to the man.
So here the question
But we
again.
can't say he intended to kill the
But here the
man.
question again.
Yeah.
If you take out a cutlass to come at me,
Yeah.
I cannot say whether
Right.
you're trying to harm me or kill me.
Exactly,
Are you
I agree.
standing-
I agree.
I could
Well,
have
let me ask
defend my
this.
life.
I agree.
Alan,
I want to kill you.
Alan, are you
Well, no problem with
standing?
that. But I'm coming to that just now.
Are you standing on the side of the road or are you in a vehicle?
I'm in the right. In this case, I'm in the vehicle.
Right.
And if I
So you see me in the
coming,
road with the
I
cutlass
don't
and what you do?
I really
You
don't think.
speed up.
I honestly don't think that if I have a case of being able to do harm to the person sitting on the car.
Look, you're that time.
We out
You
at
understand? Koala,
Call
sorry, you know.
next week. Call me next week.
Sorry, you know. That's what they be.
Folks,
You gotta take it down.
neighbor,
It is over there.
It's
Right.
time to head out.
Was good.
You know it's 11 o'clock. We just park up the bus. And it's time to turn. Everybody has mama here.
Hey, thanks to Jillian and Aaron and Richard
Yeah.
for holding it down.
Yeah.
Hey,
Master controls.
Hey! Mommy!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, mommy! On it tomorrow.
Big bashment,
Yeah,
my
Wednesday.
mommy place.
It's almost midnight now. Happy birthday, mommy!
Yeah.
So it's
Almost
almost
happy
bashment
birthday.
tomorrow.
Yeah, a Zoom bashment.
A Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom bashment, yes.
No,
Alright,
no,
mommy, all
no,
having
no.
a COVID,
No, no.
all having a Gary free.
My mother falls. My mother happens to fall in that high risk category.
Right, so you
So
don't know
she
what
ain't
they are.
taking no visitors.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, she ain't playing with
Nice.
that. She ain't playing with that.
That's good.
Hard luck.
So she said, we say,
Alright, but what they could do, what they could gather somewhere else
yeah.
Yeah.
and party on her behalf
Oh God, I'll study something.
and
new.
send the link and send the link. Man,
I spill the beans.
Anyway, let me go now. Let me go. I have a problem.
pack it up, all the
Yeah.
my mama waiting for you in the car.
Neighbor,
Mama,
later.
I alone.
I get your message.
I say right. Oh yeah. When you try to talk about whole wheat bread,
Don't let nobody fool you. They target these girls.
Hey, my hand clean, boss.
hero to understand each other.
You want to see if I'm happy or
No, that's right. Do I say so? When
Guys are effort.
who tell you that? Oh, you go sit down there and think about nothing.